Welcome back to Clean with Kate, and I'm in the conservatory today. I had hoped to show you the garden, but unfortunately it's blowing a gale out there, so I think we're going to do a bit of indoor gardening. Ted's very keen to help me because Mike's taken the puppies off to play in the vegetable garden and he's feeling a little bit left out, so I thought I'd bring him in here with me. So he's quite excited. He's wondering what we're going to do. He doesn't normally get to come in the conservatory, but he wanted to go with Mike, but sometimes he gets lost and he gets forgotten, don't you? Oh, where's he off to now? He's decided this isn't as much fun as what they're doing. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. I'm in here and I'm going to do a bit of plant care, so I thought you might like to join me. I'm hoping my AirPods are working, but they just made a very funny noise, which usually means they've switched off, so hopefully not. Hopefully you can hear what I'm saying. Right. Shall we start? Should we start with watering or should we do deadheading? I happen to notice a lot of these plants in here are very dry, because although it's not particularly sunny today, it has been really sunny during the week. So, oh, it's done it again. I don't know if you can hear that strange noise. Right, I think I'm going to start with a little bit of deadheading, because once I start watering, the floor tends to get quite messy. So let's just start with a bit of deadheading, a bit of tidying up, just to keep everything looking good. I should probably pan back. I probably need to make sure, actually, you're not just getting a view of my feet. Hang on, let me adjust the camera so you get a better view of the plants, because after all, that's what you want to see. You don't really want to see my feet. That's better. So, oh, golly, I've just spotted something that's really droughted, so we need to go do a plant rescue. Oh, my goodness, I think I'm going to have to put this one outside. Let's rehydrate it first. And I've realised I've got too many chairs in this conservatory. And too many plants as well, but too many chairs. I'm going to take some of the chairs and put them into my shed, I think. I've got a nice shed, a summer house, where I can go and sit and have a cup of tea. And actually, there aren't enough chairs in there. It's got 2 chairs in there, but I've realised it can easily take 4. So I'll take some of the scruffier chairs and put them in the shed, I think. This row's very droughted. I think the reason being, this is the one that gets the most sun. Oh my goodness, how did that happen? It's only a day or 2 since I watered in here, but it has been very sunny. Right, so these are definitely ready for taking off before they start dropping everywhere. There's quite a few in here, aren't there? That one needs to come out. Anyway, so how is this is one of my relaxing sort of Sunday routines. I'm having a bit of a self-care Sunday. So I've done a little bit of housework. I've done my morning routine. I've tidied up, which is a daily thing really, isn't it? But now I thought I'd just do a little bit of plant care. I had hoped to do a garden tour, as I say, but I think it's too windy. I probably should have done it when the weather was better. So what do you do for self-care? Do you focus on self-care on any particular day of the week? Sunday, if you follow the Fly Lady system, Sunday is Renew Your Spirit Day, however you do that. And for me, one of the things that I do to renew my spirit is gardening. All right. What else? Let's have a look. That one's definitely ready to come out. So I'm taking them out because otherwise they just drop all over the floor once they get to a certain point. And I am actually working on tidying up these little geraniums as I do this. Because do you know what? I'm going to be radical. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. I'm taking this out. Oh my goodness. I'm taking it out because actually, look at it. Oh my goodness. It's gone very, very leggy. Although it's lovely, and I should probably try and get some cutting material going out of it. I might try that. I wonder if it'll root in water. I've not done this with this before, but it's definitely ready for a radical cutback. This actually came with the house, this one, I think. The previous owners left it here, so we've had it for 12 years. But every so often it needs a radical tidy up. It's a scented pelargonium, and this is the year it's getting a radical tidy up. I'm not going to be too radical, so I've cut it back on that side, but I'm going to leave this side because it is feeding the plants. And I've got tomato feed in my watering cans. So, do you know, I really would like to take it back more. Do you know, shall I be radical? What do you think? Shall I be radical and take it back more? I'm thinking about it. You can see I'm thinking about it. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Maybe I should just go for it. I think what's happening is I'm a little nervous. I might harm the plant. But you know what? I think I'm just going to go for it because it's ready for it. hopefully it will benefit from it. Let's be radical. It's having a radical haircut today. Golly, look at all that material. I think it is just ready for it. I could take cuttings off all of this, but my conservatory is pretty full. So I think, because these take up so much space, I think I've lost this one. Oh, I think I did give this one a radical prune and I killed it. A cautionary tale. Oh dear, that's not looking good, is it? Golly, have I killed the other one? It's a bit worrying. Maybe I've been too radical. Oh my goodness. Oh well. I hope I haven't been, I think I've been really radical with that one. Maybe I'd better put a few cuttings into root. Let's just get the flowers off these and see if I can get some rooting, some cuttings rooting. Just give them a quick tidy up. Boy, they smell amazing. You don't see these ones in the garden centres, which is why I'm a bit worried I might have killed that one. Do you know, I'm just going to pop the cuttings in this pot here, where I've got I've got another cutting going. Although that is sat in water. I think the roof's leaking on my conservatory. Let's pop them in there, see if they root. You never know. I might be lucky. Should maybe take a few more since the other one's not looking too healthy. Let's take that out. See if we can root a few cuttings. Pop that one in. What else have I got? There's lots of cutting material in here, isn't there? Just going to take the flowers off and the lower leaves, and hopefully I might stick some in a jug of water as well and see if they root. Good, I've put a few in. Right, I'm a little concerned. I've managed to kill a few plants lately. I've got a casualty here. And this is just not, I think I might have been too radical when I pruned this. I thought I was doing a good job. But actually, it's not looking very healthy, is it? Oh well, you can't win them all. But I'm annoyed with myself about that one. I thought I'd done it well. Maybe, I don't think I would have pruned it that radically. Did I prune it that radically? Doesn't seem likely. You have to be a bit careful with pruning, because this one, I had given that a gentle prune, and then my husband came in and gave it a really radical prune. And it was alive before the radical prune, and it's now dead. So sometimes the radical prune can just be too much for the plant, which is why I've left quite a lot of green material on this one. I think this one, I've definitely pruned it back too far, unfortunately. I'm not going to prune this one because this one's looking okay. They're the sort of plants that you pick up genuinely. You don't get these at garden centres in general. They usually pick these up at open gardens because they're quite rare. You see them in usually old houses at open gardens. I don't think they're commercially popular. They're not a popular geranium because actually they're not grown for the flowers, although this one's pretty good. The flowers are quite underwhelming compared to a lot of geraniums. We tend to go for the more blousy ones commercially, but what their real strong point is their scent. They're really, so in an indoor conservatory like this, you really appreciate them because they're scented. Right, I really hope that root's back in. Right, anyway, I'm not going to dwell on that. I'm just going to keep going with my deadheading. I'll have to just forgive myself, maybe if I've over pruned the other one. I was a bit too keen on that. I need to take that dead plant out because it's just annoying me looking at it thinking, oh golly, I've managed to kill that plant. But you know what? You always have casualties with houseplants and garden plants actually. I've lost a wisteria, but actually it is reshooting from the base. So that's good. But sometimes if you give them a little while, they will recover. Depends how stressed the plant is. I was hoping that that geranium was okay. I didn't think I'd killed it. Oh, I've got a plant here. I need to get into the pot. I could try putting them in the polytunnel actually. Oh, I've pruned the wrong one off. I need to put that in the jug. I could try and see if Mike will take them into the polytunnel, and they might still recover, and then I don't have to look at them in the conservatory. And the polytunnel they might get watered more in the polytunnel. Because Mike's pretty on it in there with his watering. Probably more so than I am in here. I've got a nice begonia here. That could go into the polytunnel as well. Right, oh golly, I'm gonna have to get up high. It's awkward here. So I hope you can see what I'm doing. Just taking these spent flowers, and then I'm gonna do a bit of watering. You don't need any special feed for these plants. They do really well just with a dilute tomato feed. Let's take that one off. It's started to drop. There's another one up there. But just by taking out the sort of heads that have pretty much finished flowering, it just freshens the whole thing up. Mike's got loads of cuttings growing here, which is good because you always lose a few. It's just part of the process. But I need to bring this plant out because it's not getting enough light, and I'm going to lose it if I'm not careful. It's also not getting enough water. This is definitely a candidate. I probably need to take cuttings off it as well. It's definitely a candidate for going to the polytunnel. Pop it down there. Very dry. Oh my goodness, look at that. It's not good at all. I might be going to lose that plant. That is a fuchsia that I had in a tub last year in the garden, but I brought it in over winter to see if I could overwinter it. And I have, but it's looking very stressed now. I think it needs to go somewhere it's going to get more light and more love, more water. It's a bit early yet to put it out in the garden. Might get away with it, but I think it might be too cold for it. So I'm going to pop it in the polytunnel, I think. Right, what's going on down here? These are very dry. Oh, I've actually got rust in the conservatory. I've never had rust in the conservatory before. That's new. That's on the plants. I think that's just because they're a bit droughted. Right, haven't got any more dead heads to take off, always. But you know what? It might be time to start with a bit of watering next. I should have set a timer really, shouldn't I? First things first, I need to rehydrate this poor fuchsia. I think that needs doing quite urgently. You might wonder why the water's orange. It's not because there's too much feed in it. It's because our water that comes out of the ground is orange. And that water hasn't been through our water treatment. It's come straight out of the ground, out of the borehole, and we use it to water the plants. Because we don't need to treat the water to water the plants. And actually, they seem to like it. It's got a lot of iron in it. So the water in the house has to go through a treatment process, which removes the iron. And the plants don't seem to mind. Maybe that's why they're all blooming so beautifully. But it would be harmful if we drank it without it being treated. And so we have a filtration system that removes the iron. I'm just watering that. Must make sure I remember to water these because these are doing so well. But again, it's a little early. I don't want to put these outside yet, but they will go outside later in these things that I will never remember the name of. Oh my goodness, it's gone again. These beautiful, beautiful plants. I don't know why I struggle remembering their name. No, it's gone. I'm not good with plant names. Golly, it's pretty crowded up there. Let's get some more watering because that one's dried out really badly. Oops, golly, man, the phone case. Lifting these watering cans is quite a workout. They're heavy. I have to lift them above my I lift them above my head sometimes. Right, there's a lot on the top row that haven't had any water. Do you know, I think I'm going to take some of the chairs out. I think this one maybe. I like the pink and the blue one. I think I'll take the two white ones out. And they can go into the shed. I'll have a move around. I do like this white one here. But it's a bit in the way. I have to move it every time I want to go in the cupboard. Think about that. Oh, pair of secateurs. I'm just coming down here to do a bit of deadheading down this end because I can see there's quite a bit to do. And I need a break from watering. The watering is very physical. I need a coffee, I think. I need to come in here and have a cup of tea. I was hoping to sit in the garden and have a cup of tea, but it's so windy out there. I don't think it'd be much fun. So it might have to be a sit in the conservatory with a coffee today. It's part of my self-care Sunday. So what do you do for self-care? What do you find relaxes you and renews your spirit? Please do share your self-care and renew your spirit tips in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. So what have I done today for self-care? I've had a nice, slow, relaxed morning routine. I had a coffee in bed. I've done at home. I gave myself a home facial. I love a home facial. I took the time and used all those lovely products that we all have in the cupboards. Gave myself a facial massage. Used a facial scrub. I used a sort of exfoliating chemical, which I absolutely love to use. But you just have to. It just takes a little longer than your normal morning routine. But it's so nice to take the time and do it. And just feel really pampered. What else did I do? I had a body scrub. God, I really went for it this morning. I had a body scrub before my shower. And then after my shower, I applied some moisturising fake tan. I like the Dove one. And I also applied some body oil. And I applied sunscreen to my bits of my body that would be exposed to the sun. Because if I'm out in the garden, I found that I need to wear sunscreen because my skin otherwise will burn. When I was younger, I think I probably didn't wear sunscreen enough, but now I'm much more, my skin is thinner as I've got older, so I do make sure I always put sunscreen on in the summer as part of my morning routine. Every day I wear sunscreen, unless there's no sun forecast. But you know what? We live in Norfolk. Quite often it can be forecast to be cloudy and then it's sunny. So the forecasts don't always get it right, do they? I think Norfolk's one of the counties in the UK that has the best sunshine hours. It's certainly one of the sunniest counties, sunniest and driest. We're very lucky to live here. Right, that one needs taking out. It's a bit of a dead head. Okay, I need to empty my truck. I've got a lot of dead heads in there. So let's go back and do a bit more watering now, I think. Have I got any watering cans? That's going to decide it. Have I got any water in the watering cans? I haven't got much water left, so I need to do the ones that need it the most. Which isn't always easy to see. These ones, for some reason, these ones are very, very thirsty, these old-fashioned ones. I don't know why they're so thirsty. They do cope with being drowsy, having said that. It's just as well in here. Hopefully our water butts have refilled, because that's the other thing. We refill our watering cans. We have water butts that take rain off the roof. And because we had rain yesterday, then hopefully we'll have quite a lot of rainwater to use in here. These are not getting enough light down here, I don't think. They need to come out. Golly, they really aren't getting enough light down there, are they? Got some really big pots that I think probably just need to go in the polytunnel now, because they're just not getting any light down there, and I can't put them on the shelves. They're too big. And then that's a big, big plant. It would do very well in the polytunnel. Why have I got such a big pot? It's not in terracotta, I don't think. I think it's in plastic. Oh, I might have overwatered that one. It's going to overflow. Whoops. I think I was a bit over keen there. Oh, no, okay, that was really silly. That was a silly thing to do. Let's just run straight through. I'm going to have to ignore that. It's going to annoy me. It'll dry off. I might have to mop it. All right. Oh, I'm getting there. Still a lot of washing to do. The high up shelves, I'll need Mike's help with that. I've not got a good head for heights. Right, I think I've used all the water as well. So if I'm lucky, he will refill them for me. Right, let's tidy up this one. I think this is definitely a candidate for going to the polytunnel. So I need to bring my plant wheelbarrow round. I managed to buy at auction. You know those things they have in the garden centres where you put your plants in and you wheel them around? Well, one of the garden centres must have been buying new ones in. Or, I don't know what, but they had these old ones. They were some a little bit rusty. Not bad, to be fair. Maybe it was actually the garden centre locally did actually close down, so they may have come from there, thinking about it. Anyway, they came through our local auction, and I bought one. think my husband thought I was mad buying it, and it was very reasonably priced. I think it was about £30 because it was a bit rusty. But you know what? He said, what on earth are you buying that for? And I said, I think I'll find it really useful for moving plants around the garden. And he was very sceptical because he just carries everything everywhere. But you know what? He's used it. In fact, I think it's in the polytunnel. He's using it all the time. I'm not getting to use it because he's got it. Considering he's often like that. He's very sceptical about certain things that I want to purchase for the garden, say, or the house. But then he comes around, he realises, oh yes, she's right. I'm very good at spotting things that will help save me time or just make doing jobs easier. Because I find lifting heavy pots, I just don't want to risk my bag. So I'd much rather put them on a trolley and trundle them about. And you know what, if the garden centres do it, there's got to be a reason. It's because it makes it easier. Probably you spend more money as well, don't you? If I get a trolley at the garden centre, it's like when you get a trolley at the supermarket, you buy more. So it's probably very clever marketing. Whereas if you only got a basket and you've got to carry it all, you don't buy as much. And sometimes I go to the supermarket and I think, oh, I only need a basket. I have to then go back and get a trolley because I've filled the basket. And it's probably like that in the garden centres. Right. Do you know what? I reckon that's looking a lot better. I need to get this heater out of here. Do you think we're going to get frost now? Can I put the heater in the attic? I think this needs to go out onto the compost heap. Let's just pop this chair away because there isn't really room there for it either. I need to take that to the back door, get it on the compost heap. That needs to actually go out of here. And I've got 2 plants that want my other half to trundle around to the polytunnel. But that's enough for today, I think. I'll just ask him to move those later. I'll just do a bit of a tidy up. What's that? That's his little seed labelling kit. Oh, what have we got in there? I'm going to pop this in a little bottle, I think, because it's so pretty. It seems a shame to waste it. Oh, it's raining. Oh, my goodness, we've got rain. Do you know what? I'm going to go and put the kettle on. I'm going to come back in here and listen to the rain because it's very relaxing, I think, listening to the rain. I'm just going to finish by showing you this fabulous geranium. Isn't that amazing? I'm always on the lookout for unusual geraniums because I like to have a good variety of them. Anyway, I'll just pan back so you can see what I've done. I've got a lovely... Oh, hello, Ted. Are you still here? Got a lovely trug full. I just need to tidy up a little bit now. Put that pot away, out of the way, and then I can come and have my cup of tea in here, can't I? Anyway, thanks for joining me for my 20 minutes of self-care, plant care, a little bit of plant therapy. I hope you're having a lovely Sunday. Let me know what you do for your self-care. If you're enjoying the videos, I'd really appreciate it if you'd like, comment and subscribe. It really helps to keep me motivated and I really love to hear from you. Anyway, bye for now.